Okay, we are good for one more video, and then we'll probably have to save regardless and pause. So, speaking of saving, you can save during a fight in this game. Okay, now, Prime Evil. Ooh, Mana Arc. That was quite good. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. That's got to be Gobbet to do that. Equipment. That damage your spirit too. Let's... Can't do that. Let's see if we can... Hemorrhaging, you're immune. Let's hope you stay... Interesting. How many shots am I getting? Oh, they're all stunned. Okay. Almost chittering noise fills the air. That's not good. Okay. You're immune. How about pacify? Okay. Phosphorus grenade? Not enough. Okay. Oh dear, there's more rats. Okay. Rat King shrieks as Gobbet lifts the shiny object in her hands. In its voice you hear the echoes of 1,000 inhuman beings. This is interesting. She hugs the shiny object to her chest, her bare hands caressing the stone. I can feel Malvina's control over the rats. It's like 1,000 strings connecting her to them, and it feels like one of the Rat King's servitors shudders in place. Slowly, seemingly against its own will, it lifts its head to stare at you. I can tug at those strings. Malvina's cultured voice is overtaken by the inhuman roars of the other things that share her body. We will rend you all to pieces, tear your flesh to shreds. Gobbet dances back, cradling the shiny object like a newborn baby. She begins to laugh. Buy me a little time, Seattle. I'm still getting used to this thing, but if you give me a minute or two, those demon rats will be mine. I can do that. But be careful. Okay. See if I can... I cannot do that. Okay, uh-huh. Keep you here. Why are they not attacking it? Hey, Malvina, I've got something of yours. Oh, good. You are now vulnerable to AP damage again. Aim shot. Regular shot. You're not very good with that submachine gun. I haven't built it up very much. That's okay. Rind armor. The Rat King's body shudders and convulses. As you watch, the living carpet of devil rats that forms the majority of its bulk begins to arrive. Malvina opens her mouth to speak, but you'll never know what she was going to say. The only sound that escapes her throat is a long, ragged scream. With the dawning horror, you come to realize what you're looking at. The devil rats that surround Malvina are turning inward. She is being eaten alive. Gobbet stares, dead-eyed, at her former friend. As the swarm that is bound to her rips her body apart, black blood pours in rivers to the aluminum-lined floor. Come on, Gobbet, let's get the hell... Come on, Gobbet, let's get the hell out of here. You go if you want. I'm watching this. I owe Malvina that much. The ghastly feast unfolding before you continues long after Malvina's screams have died away. Finally satisfied, Gobbet nods to you. This raft is ours. It's over. Her PD-8 buzzes. She glances down at it, then turns the screen so that you can see it. Cadmus's grim visage fills the screen. I don't know what you just did, but whatever it was, it worked. Those rat things turned up Malvina's loyalists. He wheezes into his mask, gulping in purified air. And when they got done eating them, they started eating each other. Gobbet stares down the shiny object that she holds clutched in her hands. Yeah, I know. I told them to right after I did the same to the Rat King. Malvina's dead, Cat. You did good, Gobbet. You and your friends. We won. Come on up topside. A celebration is in order. She shakes her head. No, Cat. No celebrations, no milling around. You can keep this place. I'm done with it. Too many bad memories. Besides all of that, you've got a hell of a mess on your hands. I'll be damned if I'm going to help clean it up. You've always helped us clean up, Gobbet. We'll always owe you for that. You've already helped us clean up, Gobbet. We'll always owe you for that. Yeah, well, I'm not making a big thing out of it. Goodbye, Cat, and good luck. She flicks the PDA off and the screen goes dark. Captain Jomo's still waiting for us outside, ready to go home. Beyond ready. She passes the shiny object from one hand to the other, scowling. And this stupid thing is taking a one-way trip to the bottom of the bay. Good call. Actually, come on, Seattle, let's go home. Actually, I would rather give it to someone to keep trapped up somewhere. Destroyed, if possible. That thing is not something you want loose, so just throwing it in the ocean just seems like a delay tactic. Really not a good idea. Captain Yomo's speedboat carries you away from the sinking ship, now liberated from the tyranny of the Rat King once and for all. The shiny object rests with Malvina's bones at the bottom of the Hung Kong Bay. That's not going to come back to bite anybody later. Gobbet stares back at the raft as it recedes into the distance. Her expression is at once happy and sad. Isabel takes her hand, and together they turn away. Heoi grows closer. You're going home. I would have wanted to turn that thing over to Algernon. Not that my character knows about Algernon, but Algernon seems to be the type of person to hand that kind of thing over to. I suspect he's an immortal elf, and I suspect he's on a level of power that could handle that. That it would not be a jump in his power, and he would recognize it for the danger it was. But that's wishful thinking. It's Shadowrun. You can't really trust anybody in power. Algernon's decent enough, I think, actually. But he still pulls strings. Gandalf pulled strings too. Wizards are dangerous. Dragons are dangerous. Dangerous doesn't necessarily mean evil, but it's still dangerous. 8 Karma. Go to the Ares Asia Holdings. Your calmly chirps and kindly Chang's rusty voice slides to the speaker. You can hear the sounds of mahjong players laughing in the background. It's Auntie Chang, dear. You've been gone a while, Auntie. I wondered when you were coming back. I'm here now, and I have a present for you, little one. She sounds like a big cat sitting triumphant on the carcass of a wildebeest. I have a lead on the location of the plastic-faced man, the man we saw in the surveillance footage meeting Raymond Beck at the tea house on the docks. How did you get this lead? I'll explain everything in person. Come see me and we'll talk. Plus one action point. Your experience has increased your ability to operate in dangerous situations. Okay. We are well past the halfway point. Devil Rat Spirit Fetish. Now carries a Devil Rat Spirit Fetish. Plague Barrier. I like barriers. Barriers are nice. Okay. Devil Rats I don't see as being... Cyberware Bright Light System. Jolt Alerts. I'm going to get the Jolt Alerts because it cancels stun a little bit. Shock Baton or Recoil Compensation. I like the recoil compensation. I use the autofire a lot. Disease? Or stance metal. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Now provides light cover bonus, preventing critical hits in the open. That's nice. Firearm systems. Pierce up to 2 armor. Lead targets. I'll do the firearm system. Okay. That's a lot of karma spending. They seem to get more karma than I do. Ooh, 10 karma. Okay. This is as high as I'm going to be able to. Let's see here. Spend karma. Granted strength. All non-magical ranged attacks made at close range. Could get more strength as well. Get more quickness. If I do this and then this. There are people that say that quickness is expensive and not really worth putting into. Unarmed combat, as well as punches and kicks. Cyber weapons such as spurs and hand razors. Increasing the skill unlocks additional weapon spot. Okay. We've got Overwatch. I think I am going to go for the damage. Actually, I could go for hit points. This could be interesting. Yep, okay. I could go for that. I'll save. Kind of specializing in being really tough to kill. Worse things to specialize in, I suppose. Okay. Kylie Cheng is in the middle of emptying two plastic shopping bags when you enter. She places the contents in a pile on her mahjong table, 2 liquor bottles without labels, a box of her thin plastic cigars, an assortment of individually wrapped gourmet chocolates, and a large caliber pistol with electric tape wrapped around its grip. "Ah, good, you're here." She finishes with the plastic bags and throws them to the floor. "It seems like forever since we saw each other." "You said you had information to share in person. Here I am." Her voice is filled with a rusty energy. "Yes, my darling. I met with several contacts within my network who referred me to others in neighboring cities. Regardless of how far technology moves forward, tradition demands that some things be handled face to face. I have returned with information that will lead you to the plastic-faced man, the man who killed Raymond Black." "Excellent. While you were gone, we uncovered uncovered a relationship between Josephine Tseng and Raymond Black. The triad woman's eyes narrow. Did you? And what was it you uncovered? He's fiction, made up. His real name is Edward Tseng. Fiction, eh? Her brow furrows. Josephine's son, Edward. So that explains where he went when he disappeared years ago. Seattle. Any idea why he disappeared? No, just that he went missing after Josephine completed rebuilding the walled city. That was in the early 30s. You realize what this means, don't you, my sweet? That inbred little goat whore was cold enough to have her own son executed. You said you had news of your own. I told you mine. Now you tell me yours. And your news was fascinating, my sweet. Disgusting and riveting, but my news will give you what you need to move forward. I know the identity of the plastic-faced man. His name is Li Tai Lung. He is an independent contractor, a trusted, deniable asset who handles all of Josephine Tseng's more delicate operations off the books and away from the public eye. The plastic-faced man is her shadowy right hand outside of the corporation. Cheng doesn't bother with the glass. She takes a long pull off of the stinking bottle and wipes her mouth with the back of her hand. And I know how to find him, too. I've made contact with an information broker, Xiao Ji, who works out of an abandoned night market in Shek Kip Mei, called the String House Court. It's not hard to find. She takes another pull on the bottle. Xiao Ji has granted access to the plastic-faced man's complete itinerary, where he'll be, who he'll be with, what sort of security he'll have, the works. She grins glassy-eyed. And you can use it. I keep changing your voice. You can use it to perform an extraction. Grab him and find out what he knows. Did you find out why Li has a face made of plastic? It's not just his face. Li Tai Lung's entire skull is synthetic. He designed it himself to be the perfect corporate operative. He's installed a unique piece of headwear, you see. It allocates compartmentalizes client-related memories so that they can be erased upon completion of a job. And as an added security measure, this cortical implant will wipe his memory if it detects that he's been captured. Seriously, he can just wipe out everything having to do with Tseng Mechanical Services. It's all part of his branding, apparently. Unless you can find a way around the cortical implants, you'll have no way to extract the information he has and figure out what happened to Raymond Black. She circles the mouth of the bottle with her index finger. Now that I've done my part in this, darling, you need to find a way to neutralize that device. Isabel interjects, her voice breaking slightly as she speaks. I know a way. I've heard of something like this before. I met someone in the Matrix who had to shirk a similar memory wipe implant once. It was a requirement for a big job, and she pulled it off. Keep talking. Her handle is Dreamland. I know where to find her. All that we have to do is convince her to give up the secret of how she did it. Okay, Isabel and I will go see Dreamland before we hit the information broker. Then we grab the plastic-faced man. No matter who you choose to help you snatch this guy, I'm going to be there when you extract the information from him about Raymond. Who crosses his arms across his chest and tilts his head towards you. You got it, Killeen? We should all be there. I know that I want to see this. Very good, my darlings. Now listen to me. After you get what you need from the plastic-faced man, I want you to end him, you understand? The triad boss taps the table with her finger. I need to send a very clear message that this is what happens when you mess with Kindly Cheng's operations, with Kindly Cheng's people. Josephine takes Nightjar, I take her plastic-faced man. Once you snatch the plastic-faced man, Tseng will know something is happening, and events will unfold quickly after that. You'd best close out any pressing business you have before heading to Shek Kip Mei to see Xiao Ji, do you understand? In other words, do all your Shadowruns before that. Once I snatch the plastic-faced man, I turn off the lights in the Shadowrun store and lock the door. Check. Such a colorful way of saying it. Kindly Cheng raps on the mahjong table with an imitation ivory tile. Just be sure your affairs are in order before you head to see the information broker. And yeah. Okay. Talk. No time for runners now. I have other business to attend to. Okay, so we got no money off of that. We also used a lot of supplies. Okay. So, I am going to go here. See how much time I have left. 3 minutes. There isn't really time. There's nothing really I can shop about. And I don't have enough space really for another full video. I probably do, but let's not be risky. Okay. We'll go to the here. One unread message. More notes. Noelle. While I was blazing through my mom's journal, something struck me. We've spent so much time reading about the walled city that we haven't thought to look at it, to paint a picture with the information we've been gathering. So I contacted a friend of mine, Riley at Decker, and asked her to pull some data for me. Her results were surprising, and for what it's worth, I think we're onto something. Riley dug up records of things like reported sleep disturbances, psychotic breaks, HKPF responses to cult activities, etc. She found that they all form in a classic bullseye heat pattern around the walled city. She couldn't find any data from within the walled city itself, but the outside data was still enough to establish the pattern inside the slum. This has got to be more than a coincidence. It's too unnatural to be attributed to anything else. I don't know what it means yet, but I've got my nose to the books. I'll let you know when I find out. One other thing, that last email I sent you, the one with my mother's notes, I went ahead and reread it, and that took me back to the source text, and I was able to pull something else from her list. This isn't much, but it also seems to be pretty consistent across her ramblings. If I'm reading it right, it's kind of like a set of rules that govern the interactions of the Yama Kings. It's surprisingly bureaucratic if I'm reading it right. The most interesting tidbit is this. There's something here about the Kings being unable to back down in a deal. It's like if they give an inch, they forfeit everything. From what I'm reading, the Yama Kings have their own code of laws, but they don't have to follow them unless you know how to call them on it. Like, they break the rules all the time, but if you can't cite chapter and verse on which rule they're breaking, it doesn't matter to them. Approach from a place of wisdom, though, and you combine them with their own laws. Anyway, this is all really arcane stuff, but I think that there might be something here. I can't vouch for any of it, obviously. When you take a step back, it all sounds like crazy talk, but one thing that I can tell you for certain. My mother believed it was true. If anything else comes up, you'll be the first to know. Crafty. No unread messages. And I'd like to read Shadowland, but the honesty truth is I have not enough time on the video. I mean, it could go another 7 minutes, really, and make it a 30-minute video. Jobs directory? Nope. Okay. Shadowland BBS. Claim payment for sold data? Sure. That was 150. Yay. Okay. Hi, Noelle. I was able to cut out the proprietary bits of the files we recovered that work a few new yen, but there was a lot of junk data that none of the buyers wanted. I've decided to archive the leftover paperwork, requisition orders, etc. Nothing special, but I figured I'd keep it on hand. Okay. Oh, there's not much. Explosions in Eastern District? What's up with all the explosions rocking the Eastern District? My walls were just shaking. Word has it Shiawase has a secret lab tucked away in an old industrial building out there. I'm guessing the rumor's true. Correction. I think Shiawase had a lab out here. It's really stinking where I'm at. It's a cross between sulfur and weirdly new car smell. I wonder what they were doing. Better put on your gas mask for good measure, man. Mistress Tiny. Decker looking for team. Experienced Decker looking for team to run with, potential for longer-term arrangement. I've taken over the business interest of a team of runners, running basic heists and the occasional transport gig. I'm in contact with a reliable fixer and will be working with the old team's long list of happy clients. Requirements. You must not take experimental stims during runs. You must not tamper with chemicals in secret labs. You must know how to properly operate a moped. You must listen to your Decker when your Decker says, I don't have control of that turret yet. You must have a good sense of humor, optional. Okay, I would just scrap that team. There is something wrong there. Hey, what happened to Give Me Some Nuya in 888? I recognize this ad. It's his boilerplate. His team was always looking for a new decker. What the hell happened? You see that fourth item on the requirements list? Oh shit, that's nuts. All of them are gone? Muffin Top Ninja? Captain Scone? All of them! Even Explody Sue. I hardly got to know them, but they were good people. What a terrible loss. You had no idea who you were running the shadows with, huh? Explody was a great war hero, tough as nails, could have tipped the scales for Taiwan if she hadn't knocked herself out with the force of her own mana blast at a crucial point. Oh, no shit. It gets better. Muffin Top Ninja was one of the most revered martial arts masters in the JIS until his health began to fail. He was well known for his self-deprecating humor, and Gimme Some Nuyen 888 was a great philanthropist. Every cred he earned, he poured back into helping the indigent population of the walled city where he grew up. And Captain Scone? I kind of chuckled at his name, but now I'm thinking there's more to it. I'll say he was a Scottish separatist who campaigned tirelessly for the restoration of his country. When his activism drew too many enemies, he fled and became a pillar of Scottish expat community in HK. As for his name, I think Stone of Scone. These amazing people just couldn't catch a break, and now this? R.I.P. I'm mortified. I wish I had gotten to know them better. I wish I had gotten that turret down faster. Seems like you knew them very well, then? I suppose so. I'm a decker who responded to one of their first ads. My gut said not to join them, but we developed a lot of mutual respect over the years. Never thought I'd live to see one of their deckers live. Well, although it would make two deckers, I don't suppose you'd like to team up? I don't think so, no. Wow. That team. Oh my goodness. That team. So, when next we come back, we're going to be playing around with, I'm going to do a new save. We're going to be playing around with between mission, between run maintenance. We have this one and this one, which we're going to do. After that, we're going to do these two. You know what might be better? The Aries Asia one's going to get us money. The Rooster Low one's going to get us money. The Data Tissue Samples is going to get us money. The Ambush is not. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to do one of these. Probably the Kidnap Rooster Low. And then we're going to do we're going to do two of these, Rooster Low and the Data. Then we're going to rebuild our supplies of medical supplies because we're going to need it. And then we're going to go to the Ambush. And then we're going to do the third one. Okay. Take a look at my cyberware real quick. Not that much. I could do with more. I've got a fair hefty amount of essence left. Anyway, gonna check a look at something real quick, because when you look at this, karma spent 134. Okay. I've been told that at the end of the game you'll have somewhere between 200 and 220. Not told, I've read. Because I went looking for something, or I went looking up Adept and how to build an Adept. Actually, I can't remember. I think I just stumbled upon it by accident. Didn't look for anything specifically. I don't usually go look for build advice. Anyway, but yeah, it's been apparently towards the end you get somewhere between 200 and 220 karma. So that's the thing. And now I'm going to quit for now and do some processing, some video. Talk to you later.